I'm usually tongue-tied when I come up here. Said a lot of prayers over the last few days. Probably should start out with something most important. A few days ago, my sponsor when I was here, Scotty Bugner, and I'm sorry it's been so long since we've talked, but I called him up and told him that I was going to speak up here, and I told him I was more nervous than a you know what and you know where. And sometimes just the smallest things are so profound. And he said, "Do you know why you're scared?" And I said, "Well, I don't know what to say, or And he said, "Vince, that's because of that fear that you're not trusting in your Creator, that He's got your back." And I was like, "Wow, thank you, Jesus." I knew there was a reason I called him. Normally, on this day, today, anyways, I am usually in Bakersfield, down at Formosa, watching hot rods do 300 miles an hour down the track. I like hot rods, muscle cars. But I got the phone call to come in and share my experience, strength and hope. And when that happens, you drop what you're doing and you come down here, come up here. I'm from Fresno. And so, what else did I want to say? I'm so nervous. First and foremost, to those sitting back there in the Friendship House, people that I talked to this morning, if you're sitting in those chairs back there, you're sitting in the right place. I don't know how you got here. I don't know who prayed for you to get here, but you're here, and you're supposed to be there. I'm so grateful for the Friendship House, Helen Wakazoo. Wow. Thank you, Jesus, that He loved me. Every day when I graduated, they took me up to Helen's office, and I don't know if she had anything or if she said, "Go get this from Wayne's office." It was a piece of pottery, beautiful. When I think of Helen, I remember sitting up here with Maria Shriver. I was here when Maria Shriver was here, and I got to share my story. I think I'd only been here, probably less than 60 days, and they had asked me to come up and share my story. Again, for those who are at the Friendship House, you couldn't be in a better place for recovery. All the places that I've been. Look, what a beautiful auditorium that we're sitting in. From food coming and being served to you, one of the largest Native American recovery homes in the United States, and that's where you guys are at. When you come to recovery, look where you're at. You usually go to the big spots. You go to LA, you come up to San Francisco. I don't know what you guys are doing in your program, but I know what I did. Maybe I might have been at Alcatraz a little too soon at the time, but I was there. Golden State Warrior games, Embarcadero, Giant games. How can you go wrong? I don't know what you guys are doing, but you guys got it made. 40 pounds heavier. I lived in the kitchen. When Lily was here, Vince, can you come cut the meatloaf for the roast? I was in there. Wow, this program saved my life. when Jade called and asked me, Vince, can you come and speak? And I said, how much time do I get? She goes, well, they're allowing you 5 minutes. I said, I need 40 more. How could I come up here and possibly explain my recovery in a few minutes? I couldn't. Randy, my counselor, I promised I was going to talk good about him today. Where would I be without one of the best counselors at Friendship House? Man, that man, and every one of them are good. I'm partial because he was my counselor. He took me apart and he put me back together. 6 years, 2 months, 4 days, something like that, but who's counting? Just for today. And I'm one of those who started off real young, and from drinking the first beer to stealing the Pepsi can to make a pipe at Long's. I don't even think Long's is around anymore. To make a pipe. I went from juvenile hall to county jail, 13 DUIs later, up in the penitentiaries, some of the worst ones around. And I always kind of ask myself, when is that story going to stop? Because if you guys know, sitting back there, you guys come in, you hear all the BS. Same guys coming in acting tough, this, that, I came from the pen, blah, blah, blah. But that's my story. You know, I seen Dad hit Mom when I was young. Whew. And I ended up growing up to be like somebody that I didn't want to be. You know, grew up to be just like my father. I'm not going to go through the whole chingadera of, you know, but this last time was 10 years with 85%. And they were dead set on giving me 10 years with 85%. The short story of it was this judge went out of town. We were still in prelim. I never did plea. She went out of town. My attorney, that judge, they owed favors. They used to cocktail Cancun. You guys know the stories. So when he asked my attorney to come back, and I remember, because I remember the door opening and I looked in to the courtroom and I seen a different judge. I thought, oh, you know what, I'm going to be on the floor all day long. Might as well just find up underneath the little bench. Now you guys go to sleep underneath the bench when you come in a booking. And they called my name anyways, and I went out there. And the short story of it, when they came back when they came back from the judge's chambers, he said, Vince, and we knew what we wanted. We wanted the Friendship House to get me out of Fresno. And he said, Vince, the judge is going to give you the Friendship House. And I broke down crying. You know, big guy like me and sitting up in the county, and I just started bawling. That was you got to go through hell. I don't know if I should say that. You got to go through hell to get to heaven. Maybe, I don't know. I do know this, that I went to 3 different prisons. I stayed in 3 different holes. They put me here. I went through riots. I got hit. I got this. I got that. But then once the judge gave it to me, there was another part, like Ashley said, you got to call Annika, you got to get that interview, and you don't just get an interview in the county jail over the payphone in your body. You got to go through court orders and things like that. But and then they at the time I was married. For those of you who are married or not married that are sitting back there, guess what? I thought I would always be married, you know. Forgive me, Lord, but today I'm not married, and you never know what's going to happen. But at the time, she was court ordered to drive me up here when I was released from the county jail, and remember at 5 months, my counselor, Randy Shirley, telling me, Vince, if there's a phase 3, you'd already be in it. We're going to send you home. Do you want to go home? Yeah, do I want to go home? And because I was 10 years with 85%, they were mad that I got the Friendship House. By the grace of God, I got the Friendship House. So they made me stay all 365 days. I remember everybody was in cahoots and trying to get me home. I remember within less than 90 days here, the Lion Devil told me and these people that, what was her name? I can't even remember her name, my parole agent at the time. Mr. Martinez, we want you back in Fresno County Monday morning. Remember my counselor saying, come pack your bags. I'm like, man, he's saying that real easy. He must not like it. But devil's a liar, people, and he's going to try to trip you up through people, places, and things. You know, again, my attorney, probably Helen, Uncle Wayne back there, they all got together and kept me here. I'm going to cut it short. Congratulations, Ashley, on your recovery. To the funders, to everybody making the Friendship House run. Wherever I am, whenever I get the opportunity to speak and share my story, which, as you guys see, it goes on and on. But wow, from first floor to fourth floor, from the food they give you. I remember Maria Shriver coming. I'm a painting contractor. And they said, Vince, can you paint? I said, yeah, I can paint. Painted doors, and that's what I said to myself, man, I wonder if they're going to let me paint when I get there. I like what I do. So I remember when Maria Shriver came, I started painting doors and the handicap sign back there. Just so much. So for those of you back there that aren't sure, and when your counselor tells you something and you're all, you know what, he's wrong, and think about it, people, you know, because where you came from, I know where I came from. I remember in my 30s and 40s, early 40s, my parents picking me up from the nearest bar, if there's an alley or the bushes, wherever I passed out after I left the bar because things didn't go right. I didn't go home with somebody, really, is what it was all about. So it was just about drinking. Be thankful where you're at. Don't screw it up. You're in the right place. From everybody here at the Friendship House, sorry it took so long. My brother Emerson, who just walked in, my next door neighbor up on the first floor, he used to say, I'm going to come back to Friendship House and be a counselor. Wow. I'm so proud of you, brother. Love you so much. That's my story.